Hey there everybody, JB here, welcoming you to another episode of Rock1.net. In the last video, we conquered an interesting level called Panic at Floor 11, and in this level we're going to be playing a level called Duel, and before I start this video I should probably mention that I actually had a rather failed recording of this session last time, in which two things happened. A, I ran out of time abruptly, and it was a rather awkward way to end. And B, on a slightly more important note, I got really frustrated and had what some people would call a train wreck of a video in the level that comes 2 levels after this. But we'll get there soon, and hopefully I'll make it this time around. But I'm going to not play these levels blind, so this is going to be slightly different. However, I don't remember everything about these levels, so they're going to be kind of a little bit blind since it was a few days ago when I last recorded. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and start Duel. Now, I'm not really sure if this was meant to be Duel, as it's spelled as in two things, or Duel, you know, like a battle duel. I'm wondering if it is the latter, and maybe it is misspelled, and I'm not trying to nitpick by saying that, I'm just pointing it out just so, in case it is, Rock will be able to fix it in time for this set's release. And this room is just a little bit of dodging balls, nothing too hard. Here we have 2 monsters. This is one thing that makes me wonder if it is spelled correctly. And over here there's a block there, and oh right, I remember this now. You gotta push the block into the water over there so that the tank can then move up over here to the trap button. Not too hard, just gotta be very careful. And just do some zigzagging here. I like this setup, by the way, very well done. And of course, you gotta be careful not to press that tank button before you do all this. Alright, so the tank will go on its merry way up there. Alright, so what's over here? Okay, that's a dead end, but we pushed a toggle button, which will allow us to get this, and this is kind of reminiscent of the original set's level called Ladder, where we had to switch things out and then open up a new path so that you can get to the subsequent openings. I really like this concept a lot, even if it involves a little bit of walking. And that red key is impossible to reach. Okay, so this area here is all... Okay, there we go. That red key, is that impossible to reach? It looks like it. That one is. Okay, this one's not. Okay, that's good. So this is a dead end, and we can now head back and go open a red door. The question is, where is the red door? And I totally forgot. Oh, here you go. And thankfully that trap is now open, so we can now slip back over here. One thing I really like about this level is that the exit is at the beginning, and then you know where you need to go for the very end. And I really like that idea a lot. It's a very clever concept. It's also used to great effect in levels like Morton, where you can see the exit from the very beginning, so you have a general idea of where it's at, even if you may not know totally how to get there from the very start. And here we go, that was very close, and we made it. Sweet. And we beat my previous time record by 26 seconds, which is always cool. Alright, Broken Glass. If I recall, this is kind of like Double Maze, except a lot easier. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it yet in this LP, but I really enjoy levels where a single concept is contained within a small space. I'm not really a big fan of levels like Toggle Bust from CCLP3 that stretch out a concept way too far, or Rink from the original game. I made a level that was kind of like Rink, but meant to be a lot less annoying, and I think it worked out fairly well in the end. And I believe these chips are accessible only by the exit path. Yeah, they are. Okay. So let's just go here to the fireball stream and do this. I must say, though, one thing that is interesting about this level is that you absolutely must get everything at the very start before going there, because there's no escape except through the chip socket, where you find some fire boots. The fire boots allow you to loop back around to the exit. or you could just slide across the ice. But you see, if you keep trying to go up here, you'll eventually encounter more fire, and thus you'd be trapped had you not had the fire boots. Alright, so we're done with that. Okay, this is the level that had tripped me up last time, and it's honestly a very interesting level. I like level 11, I really enjoy the concept a lot, but there are some parts of it that are a little irritating. Basically, there are 4 quadrants of the level. Each has a different monster or monsters that you have to deal with, and in this case it's balls. Now, this doesn't look too hard to some of you seasoned players out there, but one of the craziest things about this, though, is that there are collisions that take place between the balls if you're not careful. Now, if you go up to this room, yeah, you can see how this room's hard. There's a bunch of walkers here, and it's pretty much very claustrophobic. I mean, not like claustrophobic like a really tight space, but there's hardly any room to maneuver, and there really aren't any safe spots at all except for the very entrance. Yeah. Now, if you go over here, I'm just kind of taking you on a tour. You'll find a bug and paramecia section. This is kind of reminiscent of the Tom R1 level, Turn of the Key. And I'll show you more of that later. This right here is like the easiest part, just a bunch of fireballs. That's kind of the hard part right there where they cross, but even that's not too difficult. So yeah, that's pretty much all this level is. And if you go down here and check out what's over here, you'll notice that there's a teleport. Well, first of all, you'll notice that there have been boots behind sockets in each of these rooms. And there's a teleport at the very end where you have to use everything to get to the exit. So we'll encounter that later on. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, on the suggestion of James Anderson, who playtested this level, I'm going to do the ballroom first because it's predictable, then the walker room, and then the other 2 rooms. So let's go ahead and try that. So we're going to go start from here and go in counterclockwise order. And I'm hoping this will work out. See, the problem is that this ball here on the right bounces around in rather inconvenient ways, and it's really hard to get a grasp on how to move. Yeah, like, see, like, that's not too bad, but if the monsters collide with each other, it can be pretty irritating. Particularly with that ball on the very far right. Okay, so we're back here again, and we're going to try, once again, this sequence here. Thankfully, no collisions there. That's very fortunate that that's the case. Okay, yeah, see, there's a collision, and that's one reason why this is kind of a little on the irritating side. But thankfully, if you learn the patterns and everything, it becomes predictable, and thus you don't have to worry about any sort of randomness like we'll encounter in the next room. So far, this pattern appears to be working fairly well for us, so I'm going to stick to this, except I was very slow there and didn't react fast enough. Okay, so let's try once again. I believe this level's title is a reference to a song by Dream Theater. I'm not sure. I haven't heard all of Dream Theater's music yet, but I think I heard Andrew or somebody else say that. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I think I heard Andrew Bennett or somebody else say that it was a reference to Dream Theater, as well as the level In Presence of Enemies. One thing I just read on a comment on that level's video. Okay, I seriously waited for that. I had the same problem in that level. One of the things I read on that level's comments that people left was, I think it was Trevor or Big Auto 2, who said that he actually got the password gulp, which was used for that level one time when he was editing, and it was randomly generated by the level editor. It was, seriously, am I having that much trouble waiting? It was randomly generated by the level editor, and so it's very rare to get an actual 4-letter word. Now, thankfully, I haven't actually had any real, bad 4-letter words come up, but there was one time where for a CCLP3 level, I believe it was Beat the Heat, which was level 125, and also one of my own levels. See, that's the type of death trap situation I really don't like. Beat the Heat, I originally got the password FFUQ from the editor, and needless to say, we pretty much got rid of that on Madhav Shanbag's suggestion, because none of us noticed, what that sounds like when pronounced out loud. So I'm glad we took that out, and thank you, Modhav, for noticing that. Let's see. Okay, see, we made it out. That's good. Okay, now we made it out. Let's see. So, I think I'm going to go to the Walker room next. Okay, got to be very careful here. Bad news is that we're going to have to come back here later on at the very end to get to the... See, that's not cool. At least, like, levels like Jumping Swarm had spaces, or space to maneuver around in. There was also one time when I was a little kid when I was building an ice level and the editor gave me the password OVUM, which was also pretty rare. And also, in CCLB3, the level Map the Path, which was level 23, I believe, had the password wall originally, and of course I changed that because I really didn't want any actual words as passwords. But yeah, the editor has done things like that in the past, so it's not impossible. Okay, just gotta concentrate here. That's the main thing. Oh, I totally forgot to wait for that. See, guys, my skills at this level are so rusty. It's not exactly my finest hour here. So I do apologize for this rather repetitive video once again. The thing is, as long as I can make it past the Walker room, I think I'll be okay. It's just a matter of doing that first. Okay, there we go. See, once I do that move, it's not too bad. And of course that. Okay, now for the Walker room. Okay, let me clear out this side first. Good, good, good. Okay, this is going well. Oh, come on. Really? Really, Walkers? See, like I said in, I think I did mention it on Panic on floor 11, but I actually do like randomness to a certain extent. I mean, I think it's an interesting thing when used in such a way that you actually have to be strategic in order to get past it. Like, Blobnet and Blob Dance, both to a large extent, involve huge amounts of strategy in order to conquer them. But like a level like this is just all about dodging and being at the right place at the right time and not getting into a death trap. And to me, that's not really what this game is all about. I mean, it's one thing to have a chaotic level like Jumping Swarm where you have lots of room and there's lots of options available to you, but in this level there isn't a lot of room and you can easily get stuck in a spot where there's no escape. And to me, I just can't agree with that. I mean, I know this is Rock's first foray into level designing, so I mean, I don't blame him. And I made a lot of levels that were very hard in terms of dodging when I was a little kid. So I can definitely understand. But, oh, I did that again. But a level like this, I mean, it's a good idea and everything, and I don't hate it. It's just kind of annoying when you get into situations where you can't escape. And I know that half of my mistakes here and on level 11 have been me just being really dumb, so that I can definitely understand. So I'm willing to take a large portion of the blame for that. Okay, so now let's try going around here again. And hopefully this time we'll experience some amount of success. I'm hoping that this won't be another... Okay, whoa, okay, that was close. Just gotta watch out for... Why in the world did I do that? Seriously. How did I do that? That was really bad. At least I seem to be getting in the hang of the ballroom. As long as I can get past the ballroom and then the Walker room, I should be alright, but so far that Walker room has just been one major pain. And I've almost made it out a couple of times as well. Okay, well, here we go again. And that was very close. Okay, whoa. Trying to avoid any potential collision situations here. That's the other thing that's making this very difficult, is that there are collisions that may or may not happen. Okay, oh, okay, see, I pressed the left button and then I tried to cancel that out by pressing the right button. I had no idea why I did that, but that was really dumb. Seriously, JB, that was really stupid. Okay, try again. Once again, guys, I want to apologize if this has been not exactly what you were expecting. Like I said before, this is my first walkthrough sort of thing where I'm just playing something blind, and I know it's not exactly the most riveting viewing ever, particularly since I don't know what's going on, and I often make a fool of myself trying to figure it all out. The truth is, I'm much better when I do know what's going on, and I can explain how to solve a level, which is why I enjoyed doing the Chips Challenge 1 Let's Play a lot. And I plan to do that even more so with my Chips Challenge 3 Chips Challenge Level Pack 3 Let's Play. But, this has been definitely a new type of experience, and I'm glad I got to do it. But I gotta admit, with all these levels that are so unfamiliar and require such high amounts of skill to solve, it's really bad when you have to play over and over again. But I want to make sure you guys see this. Okay, here we go. Let's take this route here, go over here. Okay, Walker Room attempt number 8, I think. Or at least it's around there, probably even more. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll tell you what, I'll be back once I get this. Alright guys, I'm back. I've finally made it past the dreaded Walker Room, and now I'm here in the Bug and Paramecia section. I did kind of skip the first part of it, but you can basically see what this is like. You can see that the Paramecia go along the left column, the bugs on the right column, and then, wait a second, did I forget? Yeah, I did. Then both go along the middle column. Okay, hang on. There we go. Just try not to take very many risks on this part, particularly since I've made it past the two hardest parts of this level as it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, the top row of squares is safe, which is nice. Okay, there we go. Now, for this part. Whoa, okay, that was seriously close. Oh my goodness, okay. Now, I'm not sure if this whole thing spells something. This looks like an 8 here. I don't think this means anything, though, unless this symbol-like thing means something, too, but I don't think it does. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the Bug and Paramecia room for last, and I'm just going to go around and get the rest of the footwear here. If I can survive this. Okay, there we go. Alright, now for the part that I'm fearing the most. I am not looking forward to going in here, guys. Oh boy. Okay. The thing is, I don't have to go to the bottom left, which is like, or the bottom left part of this room, which is like the worst part, but I'm hoping this part won't be too bad. I'm just waiting for this area to clear up. As long as it clears up, it should be okay. Oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me, Rock. Seriously. This is probably one, I don't hesitate in saying that this is probably one of the most annoying levels I've played, and that's saying quite a bit. Mainly just because not only do you have to go into this room twice, but there's about 12 walkers in there, and I haven't counted exactly, but there's no safe spots at all, hardly any room to maneuver, a high degree of unpredictability to account for, and of course multiple instances of unpredictability because of all the walkers. And I mean, there's just way too much stuff to watch out for and keep track of. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I made it past the walker room for the last time, and now I'm on my way to the final room, this one, which I haven't visited yet, to get the last boot. Overall, this didn't take too much longer than I had anticipated. I'm just trying to make sure I don't boost into bugs, which I didn't, thankfully. And I got the ice skates, so Awesome, I'm finally out of there. And this part, oh boy, okay, I'm hoping, okay, as long as I can, there we go. Okay, that was close. Alright, so the chaos in motion is done. And thankfully we can now move on to, hopefully this will be a little bit less irritating. This is called Teeth Theater. Again, I'm wondering if this is a Dream Theater reference. And here we just have to deal with some teeth, which is something I can handle, so that's good. They're not random, you can control where they go, so I'm definitely all for that. And this one, I'm liking this idea a lot. It's kind of like Spooks in a way, but not exactly. In some ways I like how it's just gravel. And I'm not really sure if this shape is supposed to resemble anything, but if it does, then I like this design. It looks pretty cool. It looks like maybe it's supposed to be a teeth. Like maybe this is a nose, and like to my left and right are eyes. Let's see, where does this go? Oh, here's the exit right there. I just saw the chip sockets earlier, not the exit, so. Anyhow, I'm going to stop the level, or the video rather, right here, and continue on in the next video, where we'll take on a level called Parkanoid. So that will be quite interesting. It looks like a level where you have to protect a bunch of chips, so we'll see how that goes in the next video.